Welcome back to my dear students with a new topic which is titled as Law of Demand, one of the important topic in economics. But before going to focus light on this topic, Law of Demand, it is very important to know why people or why we demand goods and services in our life. We demand goods and services in our life because these goods do have the capacity. Because these do have a capacity. What sort of capacity? Capacity to satisfy human wants. Right? It is very important to know why we demand goods in our life, because these do have the capacity to satisfy human wants. And this capacity which these goods have, I mean to say, the goods which do have the capacity to satisfy human wants in economics it is regarded as utility. And utility is mostly going to be affected in this topic of law of demand. We know that customers are rushing towards the market to get different commodities at different prices. But how much they are getting, the law says about that. So it depends upon their purchasing power. If they do have exceptional purchasing power, they can demand much. We have already discussed about the factors, that is price, income, habitus, preferences, tastes, fashion, weather, custom, religion, price of related goods, substitutes and complementary goods, which completely influence our demand. We have already discussed the assumptions of demand. But here, my students, I will say you that law of demand is an interesting topic, and we will make it clear so that it will be easy for we people to understand what is law of demand. Law of demand. Law of demand. A very interesting topic. I am sure that you will follow me accordingly. One of the leading economists, whose name is Dr. Alfred Marshall. Dr. Alfred Marshall has defined law of demand in his book Principles of Economics. Principles of Economics, where he quotes that there is an inverse relationship between the quantity demanded of a commodity, and its price, So it means that customers, or I would say consumers, who are rushing towards any market to get the commodities, that way they are getting the knowledge there at the market, what is the price of a commodity. And they are going to decide whether we are able to get more and more, or we will get less of a commodity on that very price which is fixed there. So, this way we are going to understand there is an inverse relationship. Sometimes the price will rise, sometimes it will fall. Sometimes the demand may rise, sometimes the demand may fall. So, that is called the inverse relationship. So, here, what the law states, law of demand. Law of demand states that other things remaining constant. Just I was saying to you, the law is applicable only when there is no change in income. The law is applicable only when there is no change in the consumer's tastes, preferences, habits, and wish. The law is applicable when there is no change in the related goods, I mean say substitutes and the complementary goods. The law is applicable when there is no change in the government policy. The law is applicable when we are not expecting any change in the future prices. So, again we can say that so for weather is concerned, we assume that there is no change, then and then law is applicable. But we have already discussed that there are the factors, price, income, price of related goods, I mean say substitutes and other things which do have an impact on demand. But here the law is only applicable when these determinants show that there is no change. So here law demonstrates that other things remain constant. The quantity demanded of a commodity increases with a fall in price, right? And diminishes when price increases. So keep in mind this thing so that it may be helpful for you to know the complete history of the law of demand. Now, here what we are getting, fall in price. Suppose we are saying that the price of mangoes is falling. The demand for mangoes will increase, right? If the price of mangoes is increasing, what will happen? The demand for that will fall. So this is what we are getting. There is an inverse relationship. My dear students, try to understand. Inverse relationship between the quantity demanded of a commodity and its price. Right? Moreover, we are getting that there is a directional change in the quantity demanded of a commodity and its price. So we can write also there is a directional change. Also, we are getting in the market regarding our commodities, the goods which we are going to purchase there, that change in demand takes place due to the change in price. Change in demand takes place due to change in price. Right? So therefore, we are getting by this law, there is an inverse relationship between the quantity demanded of a commodity and its price. That is what we are saying. Price of mangoes is falling and demand is increasing. Consumer will try to have more and more. And if the price is increasing, consumer will try to decrease its quantity of demand. So quantity demanded depends, it is influenced by our price in both the ways. So therefore, we can say, my dear students, there is an inverse relationship between the quantity demanded of a commodity and its price, or there is a directional change in the quantity demanded of a commodity and its price, and we can say change in demand takes place due to the change in price. Now, I will make it more easy. We will make a schedule here, or we can say a table, and by this table we may be able to understand about the quantity of a commodity and the price in both the ways, when the price increases or when the price decreases. So therefore, this is a table. or we can say schedule or schedule. So in first column we are quoting price, right? And here quantity demanded of mango in units. Suppose the price of that very mango per kg was 50 rupees. So we were getting 1. Right? 1 unit when the price was 50. And here we are getting, if the price is falling, what changes will be taken place for the commodities? So that means if it falls from 50 to 40, my dear students, try to understand, this side quantity demand in units will extend, it will go from 1 to 2. And if 40 is the price and it will decrease again, it will fall again from 40 to 30, the result will be that we will extend our demand because price is falling and this is opportunity, we will have more and more commodities, more and more quantity of a commodity. That means we will get 3 units. If it falls from 30 to 20, there is again extension in our demand that will be raised from 3 to 4, right? If there is again fall in price, I mean say from 20 to 10, so what will happen? We will have 5 units. So this shows here, let you see, this is extension in demand. This extension in demand is, my dear students, because of the fall in price. So right, so this price here shows fall in price. On 50, we are getting 1. When the price falls from 50 to 40, we are going to have 2. We are demanding much quantity of a commodity. When it falls from 40 to 30, we are getting 3 units. Then 30 to 20, we are getting 4 units. And when gradually it leads towards 10, we are getting 5 units. So it makes us clear that there is an inverse relationship. There is a directional change. There is change in demand because of the change in price. So it makes us clear that what the law of demand states. Now, let me make it clear by showing you. I will make a graph here that will help us to understand what is the position of this price and quantity demanded of mangoes. So, my dear students, try to follow. This is OX axis and OY axis. Now here we can say here price of that very commodity was 50, right? And we were getting only 1. So this is 1. Here this is price line and this is quantity demanded. Quantity demanded of mangoes. When the price is 50, what we are getting, how much is demanded? It is demanded only 1. So we can say this is our price and this is our demand, right? When the price falls from 50 to 40, my dear students, this is 40. So there is fall in price. So this is our price line and we will try to have more quantities of a commodity. So this is there. When the price falls from 30, we will have 3 units. When the price falls from 30 to 20, we will have 4 units. When it falls on 10, we will have 5 units. So let us join this dot. Let us join. Here, this is called DD curve. DD curve, demand curve. This demand curve always slopes downwards. You must keep in mind, demand curve always slopes downwards. Slopes downwards. From left to right. From left to right. Left to right. So, the price of a commodity was 50 and we are getting 1 units. But when the price starts to fall from 50 to 40, we are getting more and more quantity, that is 2. At 30 we are getting 3. So this way we are getting that this line, this quantity demanded line, shows you there is extension in demand. Extension in demand. And extension in demand is only when there is fall in price. So then, what is happening? This demand curve will slope downwards. And it shows us that more and more units of a commodity is going to be demanded by a customer there at market. So now it is clear, my dear students. I am sure that you might have got my topic. Inshallah, tomorrow I will come with a new topic. Till that, I may say you only one thing, that don't forget this thing. Keep your mind this thing and try to be very concrete about your topic: demand, law of demand, and individual demand schedule, market demand schedule, elasticity of demand. We have already discussed about the consumer's behavior. Now we have to discuss the law of supply, that may also help us to understand much and much about the economics. But today, this is enough. Tomorrow, inshallah, I will come again with a new topic. Khuda Hafiz.